So we just did 2 robotic cases. I'm not on call, but my partner is still in the operating room, and it's now 5:35. Love to be home with the kids, but I think we should go and see the other patient who needs to have ECMO, which is an artificial lung that goes on the heart, and just heading there now to assess the patient to see whether or not they need to have an artificial lung. So both robotic cases were great. I'll just tell you about them because it's my day so far. We started early at about well, I usually drop my kids to school, which is what I did. That's the best part of my day. And then came to work, had my virtual meetings, and then with both the clinical runs at 7:30, and then at 8 o'clock we basically had another meeting, which was industry, and then talking about some really cool things with AI, and then saw my patient at 8:25. They were in the operating room by 8:30, and that was my first robotic CABG patient. So that's a robotic coronary artery bypass, which went really, really well, by the way. It was a 78-year-old guy who just needed a 1 vessel to his main coronary artery, and his heart function returned to normal. Made sure he wasn't bleeding, and then we started our second case, who was really tough. It was a robotic convergent procedure, which is an ablation of the left atrium to get rid of his atrial fibrillation. And he's 68, never been ablated before, and he's going to be done in conjunction with electrophysiologists. And what's really cool is we do mapping at the back of the heart and make sure that we get full burns all the way, and we silence his back wall to reduce his burden of atrial fibrillation. And that was really cool. And then just about to leave, and then we got this call about this ECMO, which is for a patient who's hypoxic, which means lack of oxygen all over. So just going to be heading there shortly as they try a few tricks on the ventilator to try to improve the oxygenation. But I think it's the right thing to go and assess and see if we need to do an artificial lung. Then I'll be home for dinner by 7, hopefully, because that's mandatory to be with the kids and family. Thank you.